come down onto the back, your mat, sorry. Just come and sit down. Good. You can let the back of your neck be long, shoulder blades open, sacrum resting heavily onto the mat. And this morning's class is called Loop the Loop. So we're basically going to be taking a sequence and then repeating it. In the repeat, there will be a slight sort of level up, just a smidge. Again, up to you as to whether you stay with the original or sort of add that bit in. So if you've got some blocks, grab them. Otherwise, start to close down your eyes. And let's just tune into our bodies this morning. So start to breathe into your belly. Feeling your belly rise on your inhale, taking up space. Feeling it soften on your exhale. As you breathe, feel that expansion of the rib cage outwards, upwards and backwards towards the mat. This 360 breathing. So important that we learn to breathe properly and allow our diaphragm to work properly. So just tuning into that dance. And then just take a moment to tune into your body. Perhaps it's the first time that you've tuned in this morning. Just notice what you're feeling. Notice if you're holding on to any tension or tightness. And just notice where that tension or tightness is being held. As you breathe, take the breath into the body, into those areas, and allow the breath just to move any tension or tightness away. A bit like water flowing around a pipe. The breath, just use it as a clearer. And then just take a moment to tune in to your mind. Again, perhaps it's the first time you've stopped to pause this morning. And just notice what's coming up for you. Notice whether you've got an endless to-do list. Maybe you feel calm. Maybe you feel anxious. Whatever thoughts, feelings, emotions are coming up for you this morning, just observe them all and then allow whatever isn't going to be helpful for the time that you're on the mat. Just allow yourself to let go. Again, using the breath. And visualizing popping those unwanted thoughts, feelings and emotions on an imaginary cloud and just letting that cloud take them away as they float softly past your eyes. Giving yourself this chance to be fully present, fully connected, mind and body on your mat. Last breath here. And then we're going to come into our bridge. So hands onto the thighs, root down through your feet. So big toe, little toe, heel, hip distance apart. And then we're going to slowly peel our bum up, coming into our low bridge. Keep breathing, keep the glutes engaged, tucking them towards the back of the knees, a little bit the tailbone, so you've really got that long, low back, active through the glutes. And then we're just going to start to flutter our knees. So we're working into this outer hip as the knees flutter in and out. You can sort of keep it relatively controlled, but make sure they are actually fluttering rather than just out and in. So they're doing little flutters, warming up into that outer hip. Take the right hand to the sky, pull back on the right fingers with the left hand. Pulling back at the finger break, spread through the fingers, spread through the palm. Really open up into that thumb. Keep the fluttering going, pushing up to the ceiling with the same force that you pull back, and then swap sides. Pull the left fingers back, again pushing up to the ceiling. Breathe. Good. And then let's take our hands to fists, circle in those wrist joints, just moving into the wrists this morning. Often they can get super tight without us even really realizing, but they can then have sort of tightness, can then push further up into the shoulders. We're then going to do our jazz hands, so big stars, tight fists, and let's go for it. You've got the pulsing of the fluttering of the legs going and the pulsing of the hands. So let's really warm up into those forearms. Keep going. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work, guys. Shake them off. This time you're going to bring your elbow and hug it in towards your body. Your palm is going to face up to the ceiling and your fingertips are pointing towards your thigh. You're then going to pull your hand back, so you're opening through the underside of the wrist. And again, it's a slightly different wrist stretch. You can keep fluttering those legs, but you're opening up into your extensors. It might feel super tight. Again, keep that thumb open, fingers open, and then swap sides. So pull the right fingers back. Again, palms up to the sky, elbows bent into the side, and fingertips are pointing towards your thighs. Good. Breathe. And then release, and you're going to roll upper back, middle back, lower back, down to the floor with control. From here, we're going to eagle legs. So take your feet off the floor. You're going to cross your right leg over your left, and then you're going to take the knees slowly, keeping them hugged in towards your chest, down to the left. You can take cactus arms or you can take wide arms. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. This might feel quite tight this morning. It's quite a big opening, but breathe into that mid-back space. Again, if you've got any tension there, just really focus on breathing into that space and letting it go, or breathing into the front of the shoulder. Good, and then slowly come back through the middle, unfurl the legs, recross, so left goes over right, and you're kind of, if you can, tucking that left foot under or behind the right, and then over to the right, and again, breathe over to the left. Good, really keeping those knees up so you're not coming into your lower back, you're breathing into your mid back and reaching that left arm away. The gaze can go with it. Nice, come back to center, untwist. Let's come on to our abdominals, so interlace your hands behind your head. Elbows frame your face. Inhale here, exhale, lift. Low belly pulls down and back. Really slap into that midline. Good. Inhale, slowly come down. Exhale, we lift through pursed lips. Remember, we're not pushing up into those top abdominals. We're pulling. We're trying to flatten that belly back towards the mat. It's almost like deflating a balloon. Inhale, come down. Hover the left knee over the left hip. Exhale, lift. Keep the pelvis level, lift up into the elbows. Good, keep the foot raised, inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Hugging to the midline, good. Really pull that low belly in, inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist 1 inch to the left. Stay off this left shoulder, you're really lifting up to the elbows, hugging into the midline, working these obliques. Back to center, inhale, come down. Exhale, you lift. Twist to the left again, lifting to the elbows. Keep those elbows hugged. I don't want them wide, I want them tucked. Good. Back to center, inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the left. Slice the right arm to the outer edge of the left thigh and reach that arm away. So you're kind of really reaching past that left thigh. Try not to push on the left thigh. You'll feel more activation if you let go. Hand behind the head, back to center, inhale, come down. And then exhale, lift. Elbows are tight. Twist to the left, slice that right arm, reach it away, and then we're going to pulse. So reach the fingers as you pulse for 5, 4, 3, hugging into that low belly. The low belly is pulling you up in your pulse. Good job. Back to center, inhale, come down. Place the left foot down. Right leg lifts, right knee over right hip. Exhale, we lift. Again, keep that midline stable. Inhale, come down. All of the abdominal wall is knitting together, just pulling into the midline. Exhale, lift. Good. Hugging that belly down and back. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift. Hopefully you can feel this. Twist to the right. 1 inch. Stay off that right shoulder. Keep the elbows tucked around the face. Good. Back to center. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the right. Lift into the elbows. Pull into the sacrum more. Good. Back to center. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the right. Slice the left arm to the outer edge of the right thigh. Reach a little further. Hug into that midline. Good. Back to center. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Twist to the right. Slice the left arm and reach, and then pulse for 5. Hug into the midline. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Release. Bring your knees to your chest. Just have a massage of your sacrum, so just rolling around the sacrum. And then we're going to rock and roll, coming up, so rolling through the spine. Nice work, guys. And then just come up and hold boat. So legs are lifted. We're sitting on our seat bones. We're not tipped back and rounding in our spine. You might find that wiggle point. It's a lot of work on the thighs, but really grow long to the spine and hover those legs off the floor. Good. Pull that deep abdominal in. Nice work, guys. And then come on over onto all fours. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Make sure you're setting those shoulders on the back body. And here we're going to take our left knee just slightly into external rotation. So the left foot is going to kind of hug up to the right foot. If I show you front on, I'm just taking this knee out to the side. The left foot's hugging to the right ankle. So you've got a slight external rotation in the left leg. Good. From here, keep the shoulder blades sitting on the back body. We're going to do 5 little tricep dips, okay? Hug into the midline. Really think about the neck drawing back in space and slurping those abdominals up. Good. Bring the leg back in and then take the left foot out, so you've got a bit of internal rotation. So the left foot comes off the mat and the left thigh bone is internally rotating. We're going to do those 5 dips again. Really think about hugging those elbows into the side body. We're working into the triceps, dialing those hands out energetically. Good. Bring that left foot back. Right knee is going to rotate out slightly, so the right foot touches the left. Good. Let's do those tricep dips again. 5, 4, keep the neck lifted. 3, hugging into the midline. 2, and 1. Nice work. Bring that right leg back in. Right foot comes off the mat, so internal rotation. Thigh bones pointing in, and then 5, hug into the midline. 4, 3, elbows hugging back. Good. Forearms are lowering. Good. 1, release. From here, we're going to come down into dolphin. So interlace your hands, forearms on the mat. Release the neck, tuck the toes, lift up and back to the sky. Really lift up and out of the mat. Notice if anything feels sticky this morning or more challenging than usual. Just tune in to your body. Good. Breathe here. Breathe into those back ribs. Left leg comes long, left heel to bum. Circle 3 times in this hip joint. Get some juiciness going into the hip joint this morning. We want to lubricate it. Keep it nice and healthy. Good. And then swap sides. If this feels too challenging, just stay in normal dolphin. Right leg goes back, right heel to bum. Keep lifting up and out of the mat. Circle 3 times one way. Woo. Keep lifting. Again, notice the differences between the sides. Circle the other way. Keep lifting so you're not rounding in the back. The pelvis is the highest point of the pose. And then bring your foot down. Take a little child's pose. Little fingers are pushing into the mat. Knees can be wide, and just maybe release your forehead, but you're active from your little finger to your shoulder. Good. From here, you're going to take your right hand off the mat, left hand on top. Knees are parallel. Sit back towards your left bum cheek and really push down. And I want you to send the breath, 3 big full breaths, laterally into that left side body. So you're really getting space in there and you're really focusing on directing your breath. Good. Last one. Feel that expansion across the back ribs. Left hand comes over to the left side of the mat, right hand on top. Sit back towards the right heel. Keep this active. My arms aren't floppy and collapsed to the floor. They're really pushing down. And I've got this activation all the way up into my shoulders as I'm trying to pull my bum back towards that heel. 3 full big breaths into this right side body. Feel the lungs expanding into that space and feel the rib cage moving outwards. Getting into all those little nooks and crannies that probably don't really get that much engagement. Good. Hands forearms to the mat. You're sitting on your bum. Knees are hugging into your, elbows are hugging into your knees, okay? So they want to be touching. You're using your knees as a lever here. Pull the chest through. We're doing a landed cat-cow. So shoulder blades feel like they're being pushed from the back side of the body forwards. Neck is in line, and you should get this lovely feeling of extension in the upper back. Release, round, slurp that belly up, and then pull the chest through, lengthen the spine. Neck is in neutral. Good. Round, lifting the belly up. The bum doesn't move. You're just slurping, pulling the belly away, coming to some roundness in the spine. And then pulling the chest through once more. Breathe. And then round. Nice. And then you're going to come up. We're going to take the left arm up and over. Breathe over to the right. And we're going to, again, get some side bending into this left side. Breath into this left side body. So think about the lateral expansion of the breath going outwards. Feel it moving into this space. Maybe pop your hand there, give yourself some feedback. Sweep that arm down, the right one comes up. Again, reach through those fingers. Open through the side body. Engage the glutes so you're lifting up and out of the pelvis. Breathe and then sweep down, left. Again, breathe, send the breath. Big, full, deep breaths. Expansion through the cavity. And then last one. Good, breathe. Nice, letting the neck go. Good. And then from here, we're going to come and stand at the top of the mat. Think about feet being hip distance apart. If you've got your blocks, have them ready. Nice soft knees, lengthen the spine. Really think about the position of the head, stacking over the shoulders, arms forwards and up. Elevate, find that extra little space in that rib cage. Hinge backwards, lengthen the spine, left foot steps back, lower the left knee, bring the body up. Back toe is untucked, okay? Push down through the whole of that shin, the whole of that lower leg. Squeeze this left bum cheek. Make sure your pelvis is over your knee. Good. Lengthen through the crown of the head. We're going to roll these shoulders. Stabilize by pulling the right leg back towards the body. Breathe. Good. Really lift those shoulders up and back. Get some movement. It's the scapula moving around the body. Hands to the mat, step back, plank, zip up through the front line of the body. Watch the neck, squeeze the bum. If you're finding it hard and you're puffing out between the shoulder blades, lower your knees. I want those shoulder blades in neutral. I don't want them protracted. Soft neck, neck drawing back in space. And then slowly lower towards the floor. Heads of the shoulders stay lifted. Elbows are hugging. This should be challenging every time. Hug your belly in. Good. Release. Wide arm baby cobra. Push your hands off the mat. Pull the chest through. Squeeze your bum. Hug your belly. Length through the back of the neck. Slap the belly up. Good. Release. Frame the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Lift up and back. Down dog. Bring the feet in. Have a little pedal this morning. Maybe you want to swivel your heels over left and right. You have a little freedom of choice here. Do whatever feels good for you. And then take the left leg long, hug it towards the top of the mat, lower the back knee, bring the body up, back toes untucked, drive through that shin as you lift up and out of the mat. You should feel it in your right quad, your right hip flexor. Squeeze that right bum cheek. The more you squeeze, the more you're going to feel it. Roll the shoulders. Arms are down. You're using, lift the shoulder up, Pull it down and round. Get some juicy movement. Nice work, guys. Lovely. Hands to the top of the mat. Back foot steps in. Lengthen the spine. Come up to stand. Good. From here, we're going to do one more. Soft knees, arms forwards and up. Lengthen the spine. Grow long through the fingertips. Hinge back. Get this hinge. This is important. We're not folding over. Right foot steps back. Lower the right knee. Bring the body up. Back toe stays tucked. This time we're going to swing our arms, okay? So I want you should feel that sort of slight rotation in your upper body as your arms swing forwards and back, but make sure they're going both forwards and back. So they're not, so the back one's not sort of staying here. It's really lifting. You're going into extension. Good. Hands to the mat, step back, plank, zip up through the front line of the body, squeeze the bum, lower the knees, slowly lower. Watch the neck doesn't dive forwards. Keep it lifting back in space. It's a really slow movement. Again, wide arm baby cobra. Pull the chest through. Squeeze the bum. Hug the belly. Should feel yummy. You can nod the chin to the chest if that feels nice. Release. Frame the shoulders. Tuck toes. Lift up and back. Down dog. Again, have a pedal. Maybe add in the hips. The pelvis. See what you need in your body this morning. Right leg goes long, hug it to the chest, step it forwards, lower the back knee, back toe stays tucked. We're in our 90-90 and let's swing those arms. Good, really get some freedom. Find that rotation in the thoracic spine, something that often gets so sticky. We seem to learn or don't stop learning how to use it. Good. Nice, hands to the top of the mat, back foot steps in, lengthen the spine. Come up to stand. Nice, good work. So, soft knees, arms forwards and up again. Elevate, hinge from the hips, bum goes back. Plant the hands, left foot steps back. Lower the left knee. From here, actually swap your feet because it will be easier for me to show you. So left foot's forwards, right foot is back. We're then going to take this left foot out to the side. So it's in a bit of external rotation, okay? Really lift up and out of the mat. From here, you're going to lift your arms up to the sky. Really elevate, okay? And then you're going to take the right wrist and side bend over to the left. Keep that right glute squeezing. Really breathe. Good. Back to center, hands to the hips, and you're going to slowly pulse into, really slow pulse into this left thigh. So you're working ankle mobility because you're driving that foot into the floor. But you're holding it with this right glute, okay? So it's just really slow and controlled. Think about the engagement. Nice. Got 10 little pulses, but really think about the control. You might feel it in your inner thigh. The pelvis is still in neutral, really lengthening to the sky, and you're really holding it with that right glute. I'm not just flopping forwards like that. Good. Nice. Last one. And then from here, right hand down to the mat, left leg comes to the back of the mat. Sweep this left arm over, pull this right shoulder away from the ear, lift up in this right side body and push into that left foot. And I want you to just breathe here. Again, really feel that expansion across the back body as you breathe. Getting into those places that you might not normally get to. Last breath. Good. And then from here we're coming to clam. So on the right side, the right forearm is down, right elbow under the right shoulder. You've got your hips stacked, you've got your shoulder, hips, heel in a line. I always find it helpful to line up on the mat. Make sure your hips are stacked and that both up vertically and horizontally. And then we're going to work into this left hip. Okay, so lift the left leg. But you're working into the hip joint. We're not tilting the hip back and rocking in our pelvis. We're just working into this hip joint. So if you're tight or stiff here, this might feel a bit challenging, but keep pulling this right shoulder down the back as well. Good. You want to feel it in this outer bum cheek. Good. Keep breathing. Nice. 3, 2, keep lifting up and out of the mat. That right shoulder is stabilizing. 1, take the top leg, step it over so the foot is pointing directly away from you. Keep pulling this right shoulder down the back, reach that arm towards the back of the mat. I've kind of coined this grasshopper. I'm not really sure it's a grasshopper, but we'll go with that for now. Really reach that left arm away. It's almost like trying to pull you to the back of the mat. You're opening into this, driving into this left foot and slightly opening this left thigh a bit. So you should feel it maybe in the inner thigh, maybe in the outer hip. Good, breathe. Nice. And then from here, let that left arm pull you up. So you're in a seated twist. Both seat bones are on the floor here. If you need to stack to get both seat bones on the floor, pop a block under your bum, or if this just feels completely unmanageable, take that right leg, kick it away straight, and you're pulling the left thigh into the chest. Otherwise, if you're in your seated twist, you're going to scoop this left thigh up towards your body, left hand behind, grow long through the spine and rotate. Again, we're getting the rotation in, but you should feel this lovely stretch in the outer hip. Breathe. Nice. And then from here, we rotate to the right, all the way around to the long edge of the mat. So we're going to come to a side lunge. Left and right, lengthen the spine. So if I show you, we move left to right, really sit back into those glutes. Get into that inner thigh this morning. Again, need this side movement. So often we only spend our life going forwards and backwards, and all the other muscles get forgotten. Good. Nice. From here, we're then going to rotate back to the top of the mat. The legs keep crossing. The feet are facing the left edge of the mat. Bring the right hand down, left arm up. So again, another hip stretch. Pull this right shoulder away from the ear. Lift up into this left hand, release the neck. Breathe. If you need to block to give yourself more height, you can come up to any height on the block. Again, depending on what your body feels comfortable with this morning, and really breathe into that outer hip. Good. And then from here, we rotate back to the top of the mat. We're going to land the hands. So if you've got blocks, great. Right leg's going to lift, right heel to bum. Then you're going to externally rotate that right knee and then internally rotate it. So again, moving in the hip joint, the pelvis stays still. You're just working in that hip joint. Take it out, internally rotate, externally rotate, internally rotate. Nice. Good. Last one. And then just take 3 hip circles one way in that hip joint, and then 3 the other way. The left leg might feel like it's working pretty hard, stabilizing here. And then cross this right foot behind the left, so you're coming to almost like a curtsy. Bring your body up, so you're squatting down a bit, hug the belly in, and we're just going to pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Stand back up, have a little wiggle of the legs, and then let's do the other side. So soft knees, lengthen the spine, arms forwards and up, hinge from the hips, bum goes back, plant the hands. Left foot steps back this time, lower the back knee, bring the body up. You're in your 90-90. From here, take this right foot out to the side. The foot wants to follow the thigh, not the thigh following the foot, okay? So you're in a bit of external rotation on this right side, but this left hip is stabilizing. Arms forwards and up, elevate through the spine. Find that length. Right hand to left wrist, side bend. Lift up and out of the mat. You're pushing through that left toes and really lifting your whole body up and out. Good. Back to center, hands to the pelvis, and then again, you're just pulsing into this right thigh. Good. Yeah, if you need to put something under your left knee, do, but also think about energy pulling up. So the more we lift up into our pelvis, the more we should be able to unload that knee. Good. Really control, but work into that ankle ability as well by driving into the foot. Nice, the knees coming forwards. Good. Let's do 3, 2, controlling with the left glute. 1. Good. Left hand down, right leg to the back of the mat. Modified side plank. Left hand, left shoulder under. Left wrist under the left shoulder. Pull this left shoulder away from the ear. Right arm is over, really reach, driving through this right foot. And again, breathing, find that breath, send it into the side body. Really feel that openness. With every breath, you get a bit more space. Good. Nice. Last breath, send it into those intercostal muscles. Really open them up. Good. Then from here, we're coming to clam on the left side. So left forearm down, elbow, watch it's under the shoulder. Okay? Heels, hips, shoulders are in a line. Again, stack the hips. Make sure you're lifting up on this left side body, and then we're going to lift this right leg, working into this right hip. Good. Control the movement. Nice. Keep breathing. Really think about slowly moving against gravity and then slowly coming down. Good. Let's go 3. Keep pulling this left shoulder down the back. 2, 1, and then this right foot steps over the leg. It's facing the long edge of the mat. I might just turn around and show you again. I'll get myself in a right muddle, I'm sure. So your foot is facing the long edge of the mat. The left elbow is pulling, the left shoulder is pulling down the back, and then you're going to reach that right arm away. Keep driving into this right foot. And again, you're slightly opening through this right thigh. Breathe. Should feel quite yummy, but keep pulling this left shoulder down the back. You've got these oppositional forces again. And then use this right hand to lift you up, coming into your seated twist. Seat bones on the floor, lengthen the spine. Again, if this feels challenging, kick the left leg out. The right thigh is going to hug to the chest. Or if you need to block, but just make sure those seat bones are on the floor, okay? Cup the right thigh with the left arm, lift up and rotate to the right. Really find that length in the spine. Breathe into those hips. Direct the breath down into the hips. Good. I'm gonna swivel around to where I should be, otherwise I'll get in a muddle. Keep breathing, and then unwind to the left. Unwind all the way around so you're facing the left long edge of the mat. We're coming back to our side lunge. Lengthen the spine. Really sit back into those glutes. Good. Moving left to right. Nice. Good. And then from here we rotate to the top of the mat. The legs cross. The feet keep rotating so they're facing the right edge of the mat. Left hand down, right arm to the sky. Pull the left shoulder away from the ear. Block under the left hand if you need it, but reach those right fingers up. And again, you're getting into that right hip space. Should be feeling yummy. Breathe, send the breath. Good. And then we rotate back to the top. Hands land on the block, left leg lifts. Left heel to bum, externally rotate that left hip, internally rotate. Externally rotate, internally rotate. Get some movement in that body, in that hip this morning. Again, not a movement we do very often. Good. Nice, keeps pulling the spine, the shoulder blades through, spine is long. Last one. Good, and then let's circle 3 times in this left hip joint. And 3 times the other way. You're stabilizing in this right glute, so you might be feeling it. Good. And then you take the left foot, step it behind the right. You're coming to a curtsy, so your knees are bent. Bring your body up a bit, and then let's pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Come up to stand.